What is happening, boys and girls? Thanks for tuning back into the channel today for another video here with the Rustbeltmechanic. Today we are talking diesel. That's right, boys and girls, we're getting off the tool binge a little bit and we're going to go back over to diesel trucks. We're going to check out a really awesome company, one that I have been working really in depth with a lot here lately, and that is HSP Diesel. HSP has been in business for a little while here, and I'm really wanting to give you guys an inside look at what is that company about. Where did they come from? Who are they? What are they all about? Give you guys an inside look into HSP Diesel.
Hi, I'm Joe Cutchy, the owner of HSP Diesel. We build diesel performance parts, turbo systems, traction components, fabrication components, and anything else that you guys may need for your truck to make it go fast and look cool. HSP started in 2010. I was a welder, fabricator. Basically, I got into the diesel thing myself. I got my own truck. I've always been surrounded by it. There was other shops as I was younger. My parents farmed, so obviously we always had trucks. I've always also been just somebody who likes to build stuff, tinker. You know, I modified everything I could, and I started buying a couple parts for it was a LMM. And they weren't what I was hoping for. I thought there wasn't really a lot available for, upgrades at that time, and I thought, you know what, I can do something more here. So I started building some parts for my own truck, and it kind of turned into, a buddy asking if I could build something for him. I built a second set and got connected with some other people in the industry that were other well-knowns, and started building some parts then, and really developing and learning a lot. And it honestly snowballed from there. I mean, one of our big first jobs we did was a dedicated pulling truck, a tilt body, and I mean, at the time it wouldn't even fit in my dad's pole barn that I was working out of, so we ended up renting a shop, a little bit bigger, 3,000 square feet. Just continued to grow from there. 2010 it started, and in 2012 it got to the point where I basically just was working, seemed like around the clock. Needed to make a decision whether to keep going forward with the business or just go work a normal job. And I decided just to jump and try to make it happen. And thinking back now, it's crazy because I got married in 2012, the same year that I quit my normal job to take this on. And then I had my first little girl in 2013. So I was like less than a year into on my own, and everything happened all at once. It was really, really crazy. It was cool though, and I enjoy every minute of it. I got a really, really good team of people, and it's been really a challenge to continuously look and find for the right people to support it. But
at that decision point where you had to make that decision between going from, either continuing on with the diesel world or going back to finding a normal job. Mm-hmm. How hard of a decision was that for you and your family?
Looking at it now, I think it's crazy, but at the time it really wasn't even a question. Like, I knew what I was going to do. It was more, or wanted to do. It was dictated on my wife Ashley what she wanted me to do, and she supported it 100%. She said, if you were going to do it, then do it. She was behind it 100%. So with that, it was pretty much a no-brainer. But it was definitely a change. I mean, not having a steady income every week was a change. But that time we had quite a few people that were buying products and we're doing a lot of cool custom builds. And in the beginning, we did I loved the fact that we could just design and build anything we wanted. There was no rules or direction, and everybody was still learning a lot about the diesel stuff, so we were trying crazy things to try to make power, and all kinds of different intake manifolds and different tubing ideas and manifold ideas, and it was pretty neat in the beginning how much free reign there was.
Speaking of starting, kind of at the beginning, when you took HSP to the point where you put a name on a sign and you were able to, get the name out there as an actual business. What building blocks did you build HSP on in the way of like your core beliefs, values, and where you wanted the company to go?
I think we build stuff that we truly think works. That we put our own vehicles, and just as cheesy as it sounds, just doing the right thing. I mean, I've made plenty of mistakes. We've done plenty of things that maybe at the time we thought were the right decisions, but weren't. And we honestly just do everything we can to make them right. I was told, do something you enjoy doing. You'll never have to go to work a day in your life, and I still love coming here. I mean, I work a tremendous amount, and it's I think we're a long ways away from where we're going, even though, I mean, we're doing things and going in the right direction. I don't think we're anywhere close to where we're going, and I think just by getting the team around me that believes that doing the right thing is, and it's hard sometimes because you're losing money. I can't control every single person that works here, but I mean, by getting the right people here and knowing that they have the best decision for not only our customers, but we have a lot of great dealers, and our dealers' customers, that's ultimately who we're trying to make happy, and making sure that everybody gets the stuff that they deserve.
Hey guys, my name's Ryan. I work here at HSP Diesel. I am the technician. I run the service side. I also answer all the technical questions. If you guys have any questions on turbochargers, injector size, motor builds, transmissions, everything from mild to wild, whether you're building your truck to go down the drag strip or haul your camper on the weekends. I also help Joe a lot with the R&D on the products, do a little bit of sales. If you guys need any questions or anything, feel free to give me a call.
As far as steps of growth that the company has taken over the last, you said 9 or 10 years, you started, as you said, you started out in the barn of your parents' house, and you were able to step up to another place. What other big steps have you made in the way of the company over the last, decade?
In the beginning, I don't think. Looking back now, I don't even know at times how it got here. Like I feel like I'm no smarter than anybody else. I mean, there's a lot of things that I feel like we do that I try to be as thoughtful and implementing our processes and stuff. And I know that I think one of the things that helped me a lot is just knowing my strengths. I am as all over as it gets as far as building stuff, and I'm definitely not organized. I have great people who have helped me tremendously trying to build that in myself and get better with it, but at times I feel like I was just willing to work harder than everybody else. It wasn't that I was smarter by any means or anything like that. It was just the fact that I knew if I put in the hours it was going to happen, and I just kept my head down and kept going. And there's a lot of things now that we're making sure, it's to the point where I'm supporting, my family, but not only my family, but all of the people who work here. And so I carry it on my shoulders that it's my responsibility to make sure that, all of these people are taken care of too. And hopefully with all of the things that, we were trying to get in place and the processes and, cutting lead times down and making sure the parts are perfect every time. And, I've taught myself the CAD software, SolidWorks over the course of the years, and we're finally implementing blueprints and good fixturing and different tooling for making sure things are consistent. And I think those are the things that's actually going to build like the true foundation for us to continue to grow.
When it comes to new product development, that's a really big thing in this industry. Where do you get a lot of your vision from? Just where the market kind of dictates it to go, or is it from your own ideas, or where do you primarily pull those from?
I think primarily it's problems that people are having. I mean, if there's a problem, I am all about a solution. Also, I mean, the quest for more power is always something we're after. The quest for reliability. I mean, when I was first starting all this, I mean, to make 700, 800 horsepower was like unreal, and we have daily drivers that are over 1,000 horsepower now. So it's it's pretty unbelievable as far as the progression of the diesel industry goes, and you know, fuel injection and turbos. It's pretty cool to see how far it has gone, and I think it's mainly just the quest to continuously be better. Like I love learning every day and trying to make things always better.
Your company, where it's at right now, it's getting to the point where a lot of people view your company as one of the big contenders in the industry. Do you see that yourself, or do you still see your company in a different light? Yeah,
definitely not. I've worked at some, like, just before this, at shops that were, you know, 50, 60 employee shops, and I could not stand the fact that everybody there, or you know, a good majority of the people there, were only putting in 50% of the effort. And I'm thinking to myself, man, how am I ever going to get paid what I deserve to be paid, even though I'm, you know, busting my butt? Because the company is just, it has so much overhead from all these guys not pulling their weight. And so that's one of my main goals when I started all of this is, man, when I start employing people, I really want people who have the same motivation and drive as I do, because I want my team of 10 or 15 or however many people we have to be able to, I mean, I would put my 15 guys out there up to 50 guys down the street, because I know that my guys are here for the right reasons and actually immerse themselves in it and are really working. That was one of the main things that really got me to push for this, and just quality parts and service. And I definitely do not view myself as big in the industry by any means. I think we got a long ways to go.
Moving forward for your company, you've got, you know, kind of a big footprint in the marketplace these days, whether, you know, you see yourself as it or not. Now, moving forward, a guy like you really has plans on moving forward. You have to. Mm-hmm. Where do you see HSP going in the future?
We're always going to be working on new platforms. I see us, I mean, diving into, you know, new products, new parts, new platforms that we don't even know, you know, maybe exist yet. But I definitely think we're going to continue in building turbo systems and making things more efficient, and you know, I mean, building the trucks so that, you know, we can not only be in a race platform, but also, you know, in the emissions world and on the roads and everything, just continue to push forward. And we got a bunch of really cool things in the works for not only the Duramax, but the Ford and the Dodges too. And yeah, lots to come yet.
Out of the parts that your company makes, you make innovative things new and better pretty much every day. And there's lots of other companies in the industry that do, or try to at least do, the same thing. A lot of your processes you try to keep, you know, to yourself, but there's one of those things where you get to a point where you have to advertise those things. Mm-hmm. Now, just in your processes or functionality of your parts, where do you see that your business in the industry makes better parts than other people?
I think it's the small things. Like it's one of those things that a lot of the general public, so to speak, or the guys who aren't as big of enthusiasts as some, maybe wouldn't notice them. I'm a fabricator and a welder. I mean, people ask me what I do, I still tell them I'm a welder. You know, I take pride in being that, and the fit and finish and just the overall process of the entire design is huge. I mean, one of the things that I think is so important is our dealer network. I mean, we rely on those guys a ton, and we try to think through not only like the parts themselves and the part design, but also the install side of things. Like my goal is to be able to sell, you know, whether it be the customer and them have an easy install, or a dealer, great parts that install quickly so they can make money to, you know, keep growing their business. And I definitely think it's not just, it doesn't end at the parts themselves. I mean, it goes well beyond that. I mean, we've had I mean, parts that are years old that, you know, and they're in extreme conditions and being truck pulled every single weekend and on the drag strip, you know, and eventually the material is just going to give way. But it's something that we take so much pride in the work that we do, and we're more than happy to, whether it's a discount on, an update, a product, or replacing something that failed that shouldn't have, or whatever the case may be. And the materials we use, we try to go above and beyond. The fit and finish, the tubes when they're jointed together, the welding processes. I mean, the list goes on and on of what we try to look over. But at some point, I hate being a micromanager, but I care so much about the individual products that goes out. Like I tell the guys, I mean, we might build 100 cold air intakes. Every one of those is going to go to an individual person who expects it to be perfect. There is no, 98 of them were really good and 2 of them were okay. Well, that doesn't matter. Every one of them needs to be perfect,
That's awesome. HSP Diesel. Where'd the name come from?
It's actually we're actually Romeo Fabrications, our LLC. So HSP is a friend of mine. Huron Speed Products is the company he owns, and he does a lot of Camaro turbo kits and LS, type of components. And we helped him with some development and helped build some kits for him for a while. And we were eventually going to join. It was just too much. I wasn't set up enough to be able to handle it, and we didn't have the structure in place. But we already wanted to make a DBA, so we basically are Huron Speed Products Diesel is our DBA. So eventually, you never know, we might be able to get into the LS world. I like going fast, so it doesn't matter what it's in. So I like the LS stuff.
Hi, I'm John. I'm the operations manager here at HSP Diesel. Honestly, my main goal here is to just keep Joe and his crazy head just building products and doing what he does best. I manage the flow of the orders. I lay out all of the orders, schedule the fabricators out, just kind of keep the flow of the shop going, handle the financials and everything along that side. I just want to keep Joe and his dreams of, the L5P, the Ford, the Cummins, and everything pushing forward. Just giving him the ability and time to be able to do that, and try and take much of the burden of being an owner and doing all the grind of that stuff, and take it off of his plate so he can just keep pushing forward and making the company grow.
So in a kind of a closing thing, for people who are looking at your products compared to others in the industry, what would you say to those people in looking at your products, and what would you emphasize for them to look at?
We're just here to build parts for you guys. I mean, I want to bring value to your truck. I want you to pop the hood, and for me, it was my truck. That was my rite of passage, whatever you want to call it. And I think that it's something that I worked hard because I like expensive things, and trucks are expensive, but it was worth it for me because I enjoyed having a cool truck and being able to do the things I like to do. And that's all we want to do is help you get to that point too. So I mean, if you got questions on stuff, we're more than happy to answer. And I got, like I said, a great team of people here who understand it, and we're all here for the same reasons, to help everybody out. So whether it's you're having mechanical issue problems, or you want custom competition products, or chassis components or whatever, we're just here to help and make the diesel industry and the automotive industry better.
Should I tell you what, or I tell you what? Those guys who work over there are an amazing bunch of people, and I couldn't have been more happy to be able to work with them, to be able to get my truck to where it is. And if you guys haven't seen it already, let's throw in a little bit of a clip from my truck. That's my rockin' HSP Diesel compound turbo kit with another Valley turbocharger from Ryan's Diesel Service. It's an amazing kit. I went in depth into it. I will put a link down in the description of that prior video. I'll also put some links down in the description to HSP Diesel, so you guys can go over there and check out their amazing parts for yourself. Myself and Truckmaster were awesome enough to be able to get to see the inner workings, see how awesome the place was, and they were cool enough to give us the discount code. Make sure when you go to checkout you use the code Truckmaster. I believe that one gets you like 10% off or free shipping, one of the two. Well, check that one out, or go over to Truckmaster's channel. He uses that one all the time. Check it out, see what you guys think. Well guys, that's about all I've got for you today in the way of HSP Diesel. So I really like to bring you some of these inner workings of how these bigger companies work and who they actually are. So this weekend, going to be no different. Myself and Truckmaster, we're going to be going up to Ryan's Diesel Service and Kodiak Driveline up in Wisconsin, and we're going to get you guys an inside look at what their place looks like, behind the scenes, kind of look at I guess how they started, how they came up, and as well as what they're working with lately. You're going to be seeing a lot of great content from both mine and Truckmaster's channel. So if you haven't subscribed to mine, go ahead and do that now. And then if you haven't subscribed to Truckmaster's channel, make sure you go to his and check that one out. Link to that one will be in the description below as well. Well, I appreciate you guys tuning in today. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you go ahead and do that and hit the bell notification so you get notified when I come out with cool, awesome content just like this one for you guys to enjoy. I appreciate it, and as always, you guys stay awesome.